If you're enjoying this Med Prep to Go Step 1 podcast, you can now get the content along with the content of the Crush Step 1 podcast ad-free in one bundle. Just go to medprep2go.com and find our new subscription podcast called Med Prep to Go Step 1 Bundle.
Every who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton, but where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and low prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, a holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
Hey, Fidelity. How can I remember to invest every month?
With the Fidelity app, you can choose a schedule and set up recurring investments in stocks and ETFs.
Oh, that sounds easier than I thought.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, where did I put my keys?
You will find them where you left them.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
This is Dr. Ted O'Connell with the Med Prep to Go Step 1 QBank podcast. Today we'll be reviewing 3 musculoskeletal questions. Just a reminder that you can find these questions and many more on our website at medprep2go.com. If you'd like to get involved in this project or have any feedback, please email me at ted.medprep2go@gmail.com. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to the podcast, give us a review, and let your friends know about this project. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the first question. A 29-year-old woman presents to her physician with a complaint of fatigue for the last 3 weeks. She reports a mild febrile upper respiratory illness that resolved on its own about 4 weeks ago. Over the last few weeks, she has felt increasingly more fatigued. Upon further questioning, she notes morning joint stiffness in both of her hands that resolves after a few minutes. She denies any feelings of depression or anhedonia. Her past medical history is significant for 2 miscarriages. The only medicine she takes is acetaminophen for occasional headaches. Vital signs are within normal limits. Physical examination reveals mild conjunctival pallor, a morbilliform eruption with erythema, and edema of the hands that spares the joints. Which of the following tests is most specific for this patient's underlying condition? A, anti-double-stranded DNA antibody assay. B, anti-nuclear antibody assay. C, anti-SSA antibody assay. D, anti-streptolysin O antibody assay. Or E, rheumatoid factor. The correct answer is A, anti-double-stranded DNA antibody assay. This patient most likely has systemic lupus erythematosus, or SLE. Like most autoimmune diseases, it is most common in women of childbearing age. Fatigue is a very common initial symptom of SLE. It is also important to recognize that environmental factors, such as viral infections, may be the initial triggers of SLE and can also exacerbate symptoms related to SLE. Other findings in this patient consistent with the diagnosis of SLE include morning joint stiffness and conjunctival pallor indicating anemia. A strong indicator of SLE is the description of the patient's rash. While this may not be the classic malar rash associated with SLE, this describes the discoid type rashes that can also appear. The index of suspicion for SLE is also raised by the patient's history of multiple miscarriages, which can indicate an antiphospholipid syndrome common in patients with SLE. Testing for SLE includes antibody titers. Anti-double-stranded DNA antibodies are the most specific test for SLE. Answer choice B, anti-nuclear antibody assay, is incorrect. Anti-nuclear antibody, or ANA assays, are very sensitive for lupus, but are not specific. Answer choice C, anti-SSA antibody assay, is incorrect. Anti-SSA antibody assay can be used to help diagnose SLE, but is less specific because it is also positive in patients with Sjogren's syndrome. Answer choice D, anti-streptolysin O antibody assay, is incorrect. Anti-streptolysin O antibody assay is used to help diagnose rheumatic fever. Answer choice E, rheumatoid factor, is incorrect. Rheumatoid factor and anti-citrulline peptide antibodies are used to help diagnose rheumatoid arthritis, although both tests are negative on presentation in up to 50% of patients with rheumatoid arthritis. The key learning point here: the most specific test for systemic lupus erythematosus is measurement of serum anti-double-stranded DNA antibodies. Question 2. A 55-year-old man presents to the emergency department because he fell on his left arm 2 hours ago and believes it is broken. He states that his left arm and back have been aching for the past 6 weeks, so he has been taking acetaminophen daily. The rest of his past medical history is unremarkable. Physical examination reveals swelling and tenderness to palpation over the left upper arm. Distal pulses and sensation are intact. Radiographs of the left humerus show that the left humerus is bright white and wider than the right, bowed, and has a fracture that goes straight through horizontally with no chipping. Laboratory tests show elevation of serum alkaline phosphatase with serum calcium and serum phosphate in the normal ranges. A histological sample of the bone shows a bizarre jigsaw pattern. Which of the following underlying mechanisms is the most likely cause for the patient's presentation? A, EWSR1 gene mutation resulting in cells expressing high levels of CD99. B, gene mutation causing an increase in NF-κB. C, a gene mutation causing a decrease in NF-κB. D, inactivation of P53 and RB leading to malignant osteoid deposition. Or E, malignant giant cells expressing rankle. The correct answer is B, gene mutation causing an increase in NF-κB. The increase in NF-κB results in increased osteoclast bone breakdown, followed by increased osteoblast bone formation with an irregular mosaic pattern. Paget's disease produces highly sclerotic, which is bright white, wide bone that is often bowed. It is more prone to chalk stick fractures as described in the question stem. An increase in serum alkaline phosphatase is very consistent with the increased bone breakdown caused by Paget's disease. Answer choice A, EWSR1 gene mutation resulting in cells expressing high levels of CD99 is incorrect. EWSR1 gene mutation resulting in cells expressing high levels of CD99 is consistent with Ewing sarcoma, which is very similar to osteosarcoma on X-rays. The histologic sample would stain very positively for CD99 and have uniform cells with scant blue cytoplasm and round nuclei. Answer choice C, gene mutation causing a decrease in NF-κB, is incorrect. This is the opposite mechanism seen in Paget's disease of bone. Answer choice D, Inactivation of P53 and RB leading to malignant osteoid deposition is incorrect. Inactivation of P53 and RB leading to malignant osteoid deposition is consistent with osteosarcoma. While osteosarcoma can be related to Paget's disease, the disease process is different. Osteosarcoma would show a sunburst pattern and Codman's triangle, the raising of periosteum, on X-rays. Histology would show osteoid matrix unconnected by cartilage. Answer choice E, malignant cells expressing rankle, is incorrect. Malignant cells expressing rankle is consistent with giant cell carcinoma. While the increase in rankle would increase osteoclast activity like Paget's disease, there would be no sclerosis, bright white, on X-rays. Histology would show multinucleated giant cells in a background of uniform mononuclear cells. The key learning point here: Paget's disease of bone results from a gene mutation causing an increase in NFKB. This results in increased osteoclast bone breakdown, followed by increased osteoblast bone formation with an irregular mosaic pattern.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Running a business means I wear lots of hats. Luckily, when it's time to put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn to make it easy. I can post a job for free or pay to promote it and get 3 times more qualified candidates. Imagine finding your next great hire in 24 hours. 86% of small businesses do. With LinkedIn, I can also easily share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. Post your free job at linkedin.com/achieve. That's linkedin.com/achieve. Terms and conditions apply.
Question 3. A 17-year-old boy presents to his primary care physician for evaluation of swelling and pain in his left thigh, which began 7 weeks ago. Past medical history is significant for retinoblastoma, which was successfully treated with cryotherapy at 19 months of age. Physical examination reveals focal tenderness and swelling over the left distal femur, and radiographs of the region show a lesion with periosteal new bone formation in a sunburst pattern. Which of the following describes the most likely lesion in this patient? A. Ewing sarcoma, B. Osteoblastoma, C. Osteochondroma, D. Osteoid osteoma, or E. Osteosarcoma. The correct answer is E. Osteosarcoma. Osteosarcoma is a malignant bone tumor that typically arises in the metaphysis of long bones and presents with localized pain. It is the most common secondary malignancy associated with retinoblastoma. Plain radiographs typically reveal periosteal new bone formation with a sunburst pattern of ossification. Unlike Ewing sarcoma, osteosarcomas typically have a rim of bone formation. Answer choice A, Ewing sarcoma, is incorrect. Ewing sarcoma is a malignant bone tumor that typically arises in long bones or the pelvis. On radiography, lesions have a moth-eaten appearance with layers of reactive onion peel periosteum. Answer choice B, osteoblastoma, is incorrect. Osteoblastoma is a benign bone-forming tumor. It is morphologically similar to an osteoid osteoma, but is more commonly located in the posterior column of the spine versus osteoid osteomas, which are more commonly located in the proximal femur. Osteoblastomas are also characterized by chronic pain that is less responsive to nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs than osteoid osteomas, and imaging usually reveals lesions that are larger than osteoid osteomas. Answer choice C, osteochondroma, is incorrect. An osteochondroma is a cartilage-forming tumor that typically occurs in the metaphysis of the distal femur or proximal humerus. They are usually painless, though sometimes present with pain in the context of local trauma or functional impairment. Radiographs reveal an osseous spur with continuity of the cortex and medulla into the spur. Answer choice D, osteoid osteoma, is incorrect. Osteoid osteomas are non-malignant bone-forming tumors. Associated pain is usually worse at night and is rapidly relieved by nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Radiographs usually reveal a small, solitary radiolucency with a sclerotic margin. The key learning point here: osteosarcomas can present with pain and swelling and are characterized by periosteal new bone formation in a sunburst pattern on radiography. They are the most common secondary malignancy associated with retinoblastoma. Okay, that's it for this episode, but please do check out our other episodes, and a reminder that you can find all of this content and much more at medprep2go.com.
So you want to start a business. You might think you need a team of people and fancy tech skills, but you don't. You just need GoDaddy Aero. I'm Walton Goggins, and as an actor, I'm an expert in looking like I know what I'm doing. GoDaddy Aero uses AI to create everything you need to grow a business. It'll make you a unique logo. It'll create a custom website. It'll write social posts for you and even set you up with a social media calendar. Get started at GoDaddy.com/Aero. That's GoDaddy.com/AIRO.